Yeah, let's talk about Helldivers 2. It's special for a lot of different reasons, and I am actually kind of surprised to see it pop off and really have as much success as it has. Not a bad thing, of course. The game, we do know, though, unfortunately, is kind of collapsing under the weight of its own success right now. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I wanted to spend some time talking about it here. I touched upon it on the Q&A video, the last video on this channel, and on the Game Ranks Before You Buy. I did a formal review of it, and I really liked it, but something really cool happened, and it's when I know I really like a game, is that I keep going back to it. I've talked a lot on this channel about how I'm always like looking for the next thing. I'm always playing the next thing, moving on to the next game. I gotta be pretty brutal, but I kept jumping back on Helldivers and really playing and getting the full experience after I checked it out, did the Before You Buy, just because I was having so much fun with it. I had a couple of friends that I've been jumping in with, and it's been really satisfying, especially for me, who I don't play a lot of multiplayer games. I don't seek out live service games. I've talked about that in the past, but just a regular old-fashioned cooperative multiplayer fun time is kind of what the doctor ordered here with Helldivers 2 for a variety of reasons. It feels like it's tailor-made for me in a lot of ways, a lot of the things I like about it. So growing up, I really enjoyed third-person shooters, third-person action-adventure games, and I liked multiplayer games that had you as a third-person man doing stuff. I mean, kind of multiplayer, but like SOCOM on PS2, then eventually Gears of War multiplayer was a ton of fun. I really loved Rainbow Six Vegas because it was a little bit third person, at least when you took cover. Hell, Army of Two co-op, like experiences like that are what I really loved. And to me, Helldivers feels like a throwback to that. Obviously, in a lot of ways, it's a pretty advanced game in this day and age, but it still feels like a throwback to the 2000s and a lot of stuff I really loved and just how zany and crazy and bombastic it is. I also barely played the original Helldivers, so I'm coming at this completely fresh. But I think it's the sense of levity to it, the good, solid action and chaos, and just the moments it creates when you're playing with other people make it really fun. And then I want to dive into that a little bit, but also couple that with like a good progression system, like the battle pass thing and like everything being pretty generous and a good amount of things to progress through. Ultimately, I was pretty satisfied with. And again, it's not really for that. I don't play these games to grind through a battle pass. I don't play these games to I want to unlock that like purple skin. I play it just to have fun. So if that means I bounce off of it after a while, yeah, sure. I might bounce off of Helldivers after a couple more weeks, but I got my money's worth because I had so much fun playing it. I'm still having fun. The servers thing is an issue. I got on a lot more before it started to blow up, and now that it's so popular, some people are having a lot of troubles connecting. You've probably seen the headlines, and that's a shame, especially because if you're buying this game, especially if you got it through word of mouth, and you jump on and you buy it, and it doesn't work, that sucks. That's the one thing that's just pretty terrible about games that are just online and just multiplayer. I would love some sort of bot mode with Helldivers for sure, but why I'm having so much fun is a lot of things. It's the explosions, it's the feel of the weapons, it's all that. So the guns, the feedback, all that is really great, but also they're just fun to use. Using that heavy laser cannon, using a two-man weapon, using an anti-tank missile, using a submachine gun, all of it feels incredibly satisfying because the damage on the creatures and the enemies is so good, the sound effects are good, and if you're playing on PlayStation like me, I was playing on PS5 mostly, the DualSense haptic feedback stuff is so good. It's just crazy. It just destroys your controller. And I actually think, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I actually think it makes the weapons more fun to use. In the early game, I found myself really gravitating towards the big shoulder laser cannon weapon because it would just make your DualSense freak out. And I think that's really funny. And it's also just satisfying. It's really funny when you're playing with people on mics and you hear everybody playing through the mic and you can hear everybody's controllers just rattling and freaking out from the gunfire, the lasers, the RPGs. And it's a weird, unique thing. And I like that quirk. Then the explosions, right? I think whether you call it an orbital strike, airstrike, anything you call in, even when you call in a supply drop, everything lands with a fatum, a really good sound effect. The screen shakes, you feel the whack of every single thing hitting this planet from big to small. The big stuff just leads to a lot of holy shit moments, especially when it happens right in front of you, or you just manage to narrowly escape your dickhead friend's poor orbital drop placement or napalm strike placement. And that's a big part of the fun, is that communication. The amount of times I was like, oh, hey guys, look out over there. I just put mines down. Or, oh shit, okay, I called an airstrike. All right, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. That stuff is fun because it's like the game requires some coordination and playing with friends. I think it's the best when you're playing with other people and you're communicating. But also, like, the stakes aren't high enough where I'm just throwing airstrikes. Let's see what the fuck happens. Like, it's good that it's that light and chaotic that, the game lets you experiment. The game lets you mess around and throw around these weapons and have that fun. Try and explode a building. Try and explode a massive egg sack. So you have those levels of surprises coupled with the fact that your characters are pretty limited. They're goofy. They scream, they yell, they shout, they flop around. They ragdoll so much. The fact that you can jump dive, like kind of do like a Max Payne 3, like, dive and then like on the ground shoot, just makes for even more chaos. When your friends are blowing up, they're flopping around on screen, they're jumping past you. That just makes it such a blast. Not a lot of games recently have had so many consistent like laugh out loud moments where like our friends are just like dicking around and laughing and just having a good time from silly violence. Then it's just what it offers, right? A lot of it comes down to the personality. For me, can you not do that right now? And so a lot of it for me too, like the fun comes from the personality. I said earlier the game feels like tailor-made for me, specifically because I got it right here. A little thing called Starship Troopers, directed by Paul Verhoeven. There's so much more Starship Troopers media, but for me, it was really just this movie alone that I love the shit out of to this day. And there are Starship Trooper video games, mind you, but I think this is Helldivers 2 is the closest thing we'll get to a Starship Troopers video game that I'm really looking for. And the RTS one is pretty good. Check it out. But really, it's the approach to the satire, the satirical look at everything, the fact that you're spreading freedom and democracy to mindless enemies. All that is so tongue-in-cheek and so perfect and peppered throughout the game nicely. What I like is that it wasn't just the intro video. The game had a really good, funny intro video that was cool, really set the tone. You're like, oh, it's like Starship Troopers. But then that feel manages to flow throughout the game, from the character dialogue, like just the shit your characters will shout, to the like advertisements that play on the ship, all of that, like to the reviews, the little fake reviews they have under the equipment selection screens. All that stuff is actually really funny and genuinely well done and pokes fun at like the over-the-top, I don't even know what you call it, like capitalistic patriotism of like this sci-fi future. I think they nail it perfectly. And that even comes to like when you're on the planets just nailing down hordes of bugs. The bugs are incredible and threatening and challenging. The game is incredibly challenging at times. You and your friends can go on a planet and get slapped around. And I love that. But again, it comes back to you and your friends gearing up, loading up, and then dropping down as literal bullets of freedom onto these planets. And the surprise you have, like, at least for me, I just want to like walk you through this, playing a lot of levels and like blowing away bugs and green guts, and you're like, this is awesome. And then it switching and you'd go into another planet and discovering a new faction. That surprise was so incredible, man, for me to just experience raw. You're on like a dark, like Vietnam-esque planet, like a kind of like a Vietnam War era vibe to it, from the trees to the color palettes. It feels like a Vietnam War movie. And then it's just Terminators. Like, you're literally fighting Terminators on Vietnam War Island. And that is so cool and so perfect for video games. You see the red eyes, the threatening red glow from that enemy faction. It's just good shit, man. And couple that with the fact that, again, I landed on that planet as a fucking freedom bullet coming down from my big dumb ship, my warship, that I named the Prophet of Patriotism. The amount of names you can choose for your ship is like overwhelming. Like, there's so many funny, goofy choices, just over the top, ridiculous stuff. I love it. Where do I want Helldivers to go now? I mean, I said that like I just might eventually jump off it, but what'll keep me interested is more enemy factions, more weapons, more like we know like that there's going to be like a mech stuff. I also would love to see more modifiers in the world, like more things that screw you up or challenge your play style or challenge you and your friends how you normally play. Just like modifier, almost like Halo skulls, just like weird things to really change up how each level goes. There are modifiers already, but I'm talking like over the top shit, because the game already has a bunch of over the top stuff. So I would love to see them just add in more of that, and also just server capacity, of course. But it's also just nice to see this game have such success because, like I said, it is, other than like a semi-modern kind of battle pass you play through, otherwise this to me just feels like a regular straight up good old-fashioned video game. It's not made out of cynicism. It's not made out of getting you to play endlessly forever. It's not one of the massive companies just coming up with a thing or taking an IP they already have and trying to shoehorn it into some live service thing. This is just co-op fun multiplayer shooter, and people are clearly responding to that. Again, more than I expected, just because it is so nerdy, so tongue-in-cheek, so Starship Troopery, which I didn't think had like the most mainstream appeal, but it doesn't seem to matter. I think this game, just from like videos and stuff going viral of characters exploding and airstriking each other and flying around and fighting giant bugs, that had to have been what really helped it catch on, because it is just plain good old-fashioned video game fun, straight up. And that's the thing I like to come to talk about the most here. So I think that's really all I got to say about this one. It is a simple one. It is cut and dry. If you want more in-depth thoughts, the before you buy on Game Ranks, that's kind of like the earlier days of it, but now that I'm in deeper, yeah, I just love it. Curious to see where it is a year from now, what the player base is like, what the content base is like. Well, maybe we'll talk about that. But thank you for coming here. I definitely want to know what you guys think about Helldivers. If you played the first one, I definitely want to talk to you and what your experience is. Also, if you like Starship Troopers, let's just talk about that. Let's talk about this. Also, I don't own a lot of physical movies. I'm more of a physical game guy now at this point, but like, I really like a movie when I buy a physical copy. So I'm just flexing. Let's talk about Starship Troopers, Helldivers 2. Let's talk about the video game. Your favorite weapon. If you have a crazy story, I would love to hear it. Like just some weird scenario you and your friends got into, you broke the game or you exploded at each other. I don't know. Let me know. Anything like that. Let's talk about this stuff. If you guys do like what I'm trying to do here, I'm just talking about stuff I love, stuff I enjoy. I'm not shilling. I'm just having a good time here. Clicking the like button does help me. Thank you. But that's it. I'm Jake Baldino. Subscribe because video games. Pizza's on me.